Peace, fam. This is your brother Maul, the other Maul, hitting you with an extra special segment today. Still Tom about it, right? This is an extra segment where we take those sideline conversations and those little tangent conversations and it's turned into its own thing. It got a life all its own. Sometimes the conversation is that good, whatever you're sipping on is that good, whatever you're smoking on is that good, but the conversation get extra better, so we added an extra segment because we still Tom about it.
All right, yeah. This is still talking about it on a Thursday. Now talking about. We got a guest with us, Philly Paul, more like family, but still a guest.
Family Paul.
Yeah, family Paul. I like that. These Thursday conversations are going to be mostly ran by my brother. So go ahead. Yeah, I do that.
Look.
So yeah. What we talking about, homie?
Look. He's Steve Burline with the pain.
I mean, he really over there looking like a light-skinned Mo, though.
Oh, man.
Nah, man. So which topic we running with? The serious man thing?
So Paul, the options was a serious man, being a serious man, I guess what all that really entails. Relationships, some more relationship talk, because the last couple conversations we've had have been about just relationships. Yeah. And the last one, white woman is scared. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's it right there?
That's it.
I'm following the lead. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying? Y'all kick it off. We rock out with whatever y'all go with.
Well, I like the serious. I like the serious thing. Cause
okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. I will say this kind of started from me really trying to like mature a lot over the past couple of years. You know, I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, therapy, growth, working, like just a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I realized so much dysfunction and issues and problems comes from like not being a serious man. And you know, what's a serious man? Like to me, it's like somebody with like a purpose, a vision, intention, you know, like goals, discipline, determination, routine, all of that stuff, you know? And so when I look at men in general, but of course I kind of zone in on Black men because that's the people I care about. I don't want it to seem like I always want to like beat up on my brothers or something like that, but it's because I love them so much and I care about them that I want us to be the best we can be. I want us to be the men and you know, the kings, the leaders, the community servants, the fathers, like the partners, like the people that I know we can be and the people that I want us to be, you know? So a lot of times when I look at whether it's like dating, racial topics, anything like that, like a lot of it boils down to like not being a serious man, you know? And if I throw the race thing into it, I talk about being like a serious Black man, meaning how we deal with other people, how we try to cultivate a strong, kind of righteous, constructive culture. You know what I'm saying? And I think we can get all the things we want and achieve our goals if our focus is about being like a serious man. And I'm not saying this meaning like I'm this perfect, I done figured it out and shit. Like I am like in the middle of trying to work and trying to figure stuff out after literally like a decade and a half of fucking up. You feel me? So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I want to take the lessons I'm learning that I've learned through professional means and all of this stuff and books and therapists and reading and going to classes and all of this stuff. And I'm trying to make it to where my brothers, especially the younger ones coming up, don't have to like go through 15 years of messing up like I was doing. You feel me?
Let me ask you a question. How old are you now?
I'll be 38 in like a month and a half.
38. All right. When do you think you started to try to make that transition into a serious man? How old would you say?
You're serious, bud? Like,
yeah.
I'm like I always say, I just started
I was
getting my
years old.
Bro, yeah, I was today years old. Like whenever I talk about it, I always say I just started getting my shit together like last week. You feel me? So I'll probably say like 2 years ago, something like that, about 2 years ago, of like really being serious, like really trying to like be serious. And I had times for years where it was like I knew I was messing up. I knew I wasn't achieving the best things, but it was like I didn't have a plan. I didn't have like a vision about it, and I didn't have like a discipline to like stick to something and follow through.
Yeah.
I had a lot of want and desire. Like I wasn't trying to be a certain way. I wasn't just like trying to be aimless, but it's like I realized going through like therapy and going through the last like 10 years or so of trying to like detail where I messed up, what was wrong, what happened. And I go like, oh shoot, I wasn't disciplined in this period. I didn't have a goal. Like I had a lot of desire and want and good intention, but I kind of let my male family husband obligations like kind of like consume me. And I didn't know how to stop when that snowball of messing up started to happen. Like I didn't know how to like, how do I like stop this now so I don't keep snowballing? You feel me?
Yeah. So let me ask you this, right? What if you can go back, right? What would you have needed to tell yourself at the age of, let's just say 30, for you to go, actually between 25 and 30, for you to start taking life serious then? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm like you, right? I'm 37, and I probably started about 3-4 years ago, starting to make that transition to start to really look at the things I do and start to make changes and starting to, I think what I would say is kind of like grow up type thing, right? But I don't know what I would have told myself beforehand for me to be like, you know what, I need to start doing that now, right? Sometimes I feel like I needed to go through some of the pains to look at to go, yo, that was some stupid stuff. You see what I'm saying? And that kind of pushed in my transition to being a serious man. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think you would have needed to hear yourself? And not only that, who would you have needed to hear it from, right? Because the person you hear from matters just as much as the words you hear, right?
Because I'm pretty sure you've heard it.
I don't think there is a single person that you can hear from, even if it was like yourself coming back in the past. I think that shit is something you need to experience. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Got you. So because
you gotta go through it to get to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mentioned that because he said that he wants to help out our generation, right? And you know what I'm saying? So how do you do that if you wouldn't even listen to you, right? Like that's difficult at the same sense, right? So that's the only reason I asked that.
I think maybe because we can look back, because it's not like it's something new that we're trying to do. Like you said, we knew we were doing the wrong thing. It's like now we want to be serious about what we knew we should have been doing in the first place. So the whole how to, I guess is the lessons that we've learned now, how will we translate it better to a younger self? I think back then we were hearing it from OGs or old heads, and we didn't like how they was talking to us. That could be a lot of it. So I mean, maybe now we would need to think about how would we approach a young, how would we approach a younger? We wouldn't approach them with just a lesson. Like we wouldn't approach them just harping on what they're doing wrong. We would just start a whole conversation and then let the convo go where it goes, and then we can try to, throw a couple of Jews in there. I think a lot of times we just try to harp on the youngest about what they're doing wrong. Nobody want to hear that. If we just talking, it might come up. You know what I mean? But nobody want to hear you just harping on, I don't care who it is. You know what I mean? I don't care how smart you are, how smart you look, or how much what you're saying makes sense to me. I don't want to hear it right now. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
No matter how much gray you got in your beard or nothing, that you know what I'm saying?
Right. The youngest definitely try to hear it. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I think experience got to teach you that. You know what I'm saying? I be feeling like, because, like you said, at that age, you feel like, are you invincible? I got this. I know everything. The older you get, the more you realize you don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? And life has a lot to teach you, even at this age. You know what I'm saying?
That's real talk.
I don't think you can hand that. I don't think you can hand that experience to someone.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, so what do you do? How do you if you got a youngin right now coming up, what would you say to him now?
I would probably.
What? Sorry.
I'd probably really just go through my experience and go through like the hurt I've caused, the issues I've caused, how I've set myself back a certain way and kind of lean in with that. So I'm not leaning in with like you're messing up, like I'm judging somebody.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm coming with an approach of care, of love, of like I want the best for you, you know,
Yeah.
and just try to put people on game to certain opportunities and why. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like serious, like let's talk about like financial stuff, right? Like right now, like I always say, as far as black people, man, I go like this generation now got access to everything. It's like we got the internet now. There is so much information as far as learning, as far as ways to make money that people have just gotten kind of like hip to, let's say maybe in the 5 years, right? Of like big ways of making money. It's really been like the last 10 years, but it's like I didn't have that when I was like 23, 24. Like I really didn't know about it, right? But it's like big now when I would want, like my biggest thing would talk about my consequences I faced and what they can achieve if they delay gratification for a little bit, discipline a little bit more, and really just have like a vision. Like, what's your end goal? Like, what do you want? And I think when cats are in a when cats are in like a desperate situation, like a struggled situation, they don't really, you can't really think of the future when you're so desperate right now. Like you're just trying to make ends meet. I remember being in that mode of like, I'm just trying to get to like next week. I'm just trying to get through to get to tomorrow, you know? So it's hard to think about what I want 5 years from now.
Yeah.
You know, and you kind of see a lot of people in our community, they really don't have a concept of the future. Like I always say, this country has stripped Black American men of the concept of legacy. Even the way we deal with women, we don't deal with them as far as like, I'm trying to have a woman to where we could build a legacy, a family, my family name, the future, generations from now kind of situation. Everything is really about what's going on tonight and tomorrow, you know? So I would really just want to instill a future, my consequences, and just the opportunities that are out there. You feel me?
Yeah.
And,
yeah. What would you say, dude?
Like,
because I figured this, right? If somebody was watching this video, right, and they were trying to reach out to their youngin, right, and they trying to figure out the words to say or whatever the situation is, what would you recommend, dude? What your experience?
Spend more time with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, because I grew up around a lot of old cats, and I still to this day, that's why most of my saying some old shit, right? Because I remember hearing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if subconsciously the shit stuck. You know what I'm saying? But so I think the more time you spend with these cats, you know what I'm saying? Maybe try to mentor more and guide more than to try to tell. You know what I mean? You know, walk with them. I don't even want to say what, but walk with them on a path. You know what I mean? Like more or less,
exactly.
Than to just be like, yo, this is what you should do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, the most I could do is try to spend some, you know what I mean, some time, like, you know what I mean, just talking with them, hanging with them. You know what I mean? Letting them know, yo, this is where I wouldn't do that if I was you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you your own man. Because I heard that a lot from my uncle. Hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying? You fucking up here. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that if I was you, but you're your own man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna walk out, you wanna walk. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me tell you I told you so later. But you your own man now. You know what I mean? And reminding them that you are a man now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think those things will help.
Yeah. I think I think the generation has a problem with patience, man. I think everybody want that instant gratification. You see what I'm saying? They see something, they like, oh damn, I want that. You see what I'm saying? But they're not really willing to put in the real work to have that, right? And I was just, the crazy thing is I was just talking to my nephew this past weekend, and he has his mind on so much stuff that he wants, right? But I told him that you can have all that, right? I can take you and give you everything that you want, but you have to dedicate about 4 more years to get that. You see what I'm saying? You want to run the streets, you want to get it. If you get it now, it's gonna be a lot rougher in that 4 years. rather than you sacrifice that 4 years. Now, everything you get, you can have that and more. You see what I'm saying? But the youngest, they don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? It's hard for them to be patient enough to get that on the back end, because that's what I had to do on my end. You know what I'm saying? Where I have the clothes, I ain't have. You know what I'm saying? I was driving an old car that was $500. You see what I'm saying? But throughout the years, I started gradually getting more and more. Now I got what I got. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's how I feel. The patience is difficult for them youngins. You know what I'm saying? How about you, Mo?
I don't know, because everything we're saying, to me, it seemed like stuff we heard when we was young. Also, you know what I mean? Like everything we said, we would tell them. What you about to say, Mo?
No, go ahead. Okay. Sorry.
I think everything that we like, I would tell my kid about my content. You know what I mean? The my stripes that I went through. I would try to tell them about the opportunities out here. I would try to tell them the delayed gratification. Like that's all stuff that we heard ourselves. You know what I mean? I really think there are no shortcuts in life. Like there aren't. I think that's really what it boils down to. And shout out to the lot. It's all about experience, man. Like sadly enough, you have to go through it. You have to go through something to get to something. You can't just be given something, because if you're given something, you don't know what to do with it. You see what I'm saying? Like if I baby my child the entire time, you know what I mean, and then just throw them out there, they don't know how to deal with life. You see what I'm saying? You have to go through struggle. I think it's simple as you have to go through struggle. You have to fall down. You know what I mean? You have to fall down. There's no point in delaying the fall down, because you're going to fall. You don't want to fall down when you can't afford to fall, when your bones are crippled. You know what I mean? Then you can't get back up.
Yeah.
Gotta start falling young, man.
I'm just saying right now, if I hit the lottery, that's a big shortcut I'm taking right now.
Oh yeah, all my kids do that.
They almost had a
Hey,
bad
but
drop.
that thing about the lottery, man.
I'm just joking.
By the time you hit that lottery shit, man, you didn't put that money in there already.
Real talk. I'm already BS.
Yeah, because you smart, nigga. Like you you're not gonna blow it. You'll be blowing it for a week. Like, what am I doing?
Yo,
you get right back to what you're supposed to be doing, bro.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. It's no shortcuts, man.
No, that's real talk.
Like it's sad to say it like that, but it isn't, man. Like they have to go through stuff. Like I said, we said a couple of weeks ago. It's like you're raising your kids, hoping that they make the correct decision or choices when something happens. That's all you can do. You can't be there to try to make the decision when that something happens. You just hope that they make the correct decision and you raise them the correct way. That's all you can do. You know what I mean? Like, you want to say something, Mom?
Yeah. Now I think this all kind of goes together. It's like, I think with us, it's just like Dude said, it's like to really spend time. So it's like with the kids and stuff, we can't really give them a super shortcut or something like that. But I mean, like really trying to instill something in them, really will help us. Like with me and my kids, I'm trying to set up stuff. I'm trying to learn certain financial plays and business plays that I can put them on. Like I'm trying to learn it and master it in this next year. So next year, I can have my daughter run an e-commerce business play that's successful. And then I'm gonna have my son be a part of it in this kind of way, you know? And then with like the serious man kind of thing, I also look at it like I always boil stuff down to culture, you know?
There we go.
And
that's it. That's the word.
I believe it has to be a culture of serious kind of intention. And it's always, this is why I care so much. Mm-hmm. And why my wife says like, I'm really obsessed with this topic, like too much, is because for us, if it's all individual, that shit gets eaten up by everybody, man. It really does. Like sometimes you'll have a situation where your kid really holds on to it and maybe they fall, but then they come back around when they're like 25 or something and they go, oh shoot, my mom and my dad were right, XYZ. All right, cool. But it's like, if there's not a surrounding culture that reinforces that shit will get lost like as soon as they leave the house or as soon as they go to college or as soon as they get like a friend group that's totally different, you know? And if they have a black friend group, but everybody in that group is kind of aimless, all of this intention and vision that you're trying to put in them, it could stick, but it could go the other way. You know, that's why it's like, of course, everybody will tell me, Maul, just care about you and care about your kids. And it's like, I do. and I will. But when I think about blackness and my kids and my family, if they go out into the world, I don't want them to lose themselves in their blackness and that. And then if they're in a black world, I don't want them to be in a culture that's not productive and it's not effective and it's not constructive in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I care so much about cultivating a certain culture, because I will look at, like I always go, like, this shit isn't really that hard. It's not difficult. Like sometimes I look at other cultures and go, they're being raised to be husbands, to find a wife, to have children, to continue the racial legacy or to continue the family name, or they're being raised to, okay, you get an education, you get a high paying job, you buy a house, you get a woman, you have kids, and then you just run that play with them. Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be hella complicated. You feel me? Being a serious man is just like, I got a vision, I got intentions of what I'm doing. You feel me? So it's like, I think that serious black man thing is very kind of necessary, man. I don't want to see my brothers out here being goofies with these non-black women and these white women because they're not a serious man about nothing, you know? And they're just letting their lineage just fucking die, and they're letting their culture just die or be subsumed by somebody else or get lost in the mix or something like that. It's like, we're the ones that do this stuff at the highest levels. Like, just, I don't want to bash, I love my brothers. Statistically, we do this more than anybody else, like Black American men. Lose ourselves in other women, trade our cultures for other people's kind of things, sacrifice our stuff for other people's shit. And it's like, when we look back, I want us to be a strong people in the future, man. You know what I'm saying? I want us to exist in the future in a strong way and not as some second, third, fourth class kind of like shit, you know? Yeah, man. I don't want us to be at the bottom. You feel me? That doesn't mean I want us to be superior to anyone, but God damn it, I want us to be peers. You dig? And we can't be peers with the rest of the world if we don't have vision, intention, discipline about stuff. Like with the whole serious man thing, like my man, what's homeboy name on the line? Sorry.
Paul?
Yeah. Like, he talked about delayed gratification with Black people, right? Look, check this out. That African American museum in DC, they put out some shit online that they had to take down and like real quick, right? Because they put being on time, delaying gratification, and discipline amongst other things, but they put those things down as white people shit, as white culture, right? So how can we ever be serious as a people when we think delaying gratification, being on time, disciplining ourselves is some white people shit? We're automatically going to rebel, right? But discipline, delaying gratification is what is going to take you to that next level, man. If you get $10,000 right now, you can blow it. But if you know how to flip and invest it a certain way, you can really start setting yourself up for the future. You feel me? But the damn African American Museum is saying that's white people shit. And discipline is white people shit. You know? Like, we could have bought ourselves our freedom. We could have bought our freedom 3 times already. But we just didn't.
And I think that's why it goes back to what you said, culture. When you say culture, that's what we got to change. We got to change the culture and the way that we think. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, like we always say, man, we can't get nowhere because no generation want to sacrifice their generation. And that's basically what it takes to actually get ahead as a people.
Except that our our ancestors, they sacrificed that shit. Our great-grandfathers, our grandfathers, even our parents, they didn't go out to eat and do a bunch of goofy shit like the way we do now, right? Yeah. They didn't do a bunch of frivolous stuff. They weren't buying all the sneakers and shit when they 40. They weren't doing all of that shit. They weren't trying to stamp up their passport but not buy a house. They weren't trying to stamp up a passport but not get a rental prop. Like, our parents and our parents' parents, they all had a mentality of build something. You know, when when you look at other cultures in every major city and outside major city, most of those cultures have stores, restaurants, banks, hospitals, clinics, schools that have their language on it, churches that have their language, that have their culture on it in some kind of way, right? And we don't have anything like that in a real significant way, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then we talk about how the country leaves us out of school, healthcare, hospitals, education, banks, loans, and all of that stuff. You feel me? But then it's like, if we were serious people going, oh, we need to have a, well, you said we got a lot of liquors and not any schools, bro. We could have easily had a black-centered Montessori program fucking 20 years ago. We got a lot of millionaires now. We got a lot of spending power, blood. And we should at least have some kind of school program that we can scale in a hospital clinic type situation.
Yeah.
We talk about how black women die more than white women, and black men are dying more than white men in these kind of ways.
But what are we doing about it?
Right, and we got fucking billionaires that just retweet the shit. What are they doing in our schools? Well, motherfucker, how come you're not trying to open up a school program? The Black Panthers in the 60s ain't have no money and were able to figure out a damn breakfast program. But then we got a millionaire that will send out a tweet about food deserts and black children being food insecure and all of this shit. And it's like, you got a half a Billy. I listened to an interview where this activist was talking about an after school program, like a building, right? They were trying to buy some in DC, right? That shit was like $150,000 or something like that for the building. Staffing wouldn't be that much. You get some insurance on it, like a half a mil, bro. And we have a plethora of fucking black entertainers, athletes, business people who can either pay for it straight up or just create a fund to where it doesn't cost anybody too much money. But we could create some kind of 24-hour after-school program, childcare situation, to where we could really start fixing stuff. And,
but our
keep
culture
trying to petition to white people to fix it. Oh, the politicians, they're closing our schools. But how come we aren't opening our own schools? Like self-determination, man. So we do Kwanzaa, Kuji Chakalia, self-determination, and black excellence and all of this shit, but we're not building nothing. We fucking dancing and singing and getting into Ivy League school, but that it looks pretty, but it's not substantial. You feel me? And if we were a serious people, that's like, what do I want? What do I want? I want black people to exist, thrive, more than survive, but thrive and do well and be competitive. Remember, I was talking about we gotta be competitive out this bitch, right? But what steps are we taking as a people, as our black millionaires and all of this shit, man? And I talk about them because we're not going to do this shit on our own, because of course we can try, but it's like, I would rather petition us as a people than petition fucking white people and Joe Biden and fucking Kamala goofy ass Chuck Taylor Harris to like do shit for us.
My only thing is, I think our community mindsets need to change though. Like our mindsets is so fucked up that whatever we build is we gonna tear it down.
We focus on the turnout.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I think that right there is going to cause a lot of issues. And I only like I think about this stuff a lot, to be honest with you. And the problem is really, right, because anybody could complain, right? But who's gonna come to the table with a good idea? You see what I'm saying? And when you think about it and go, all right, what do we need to change? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how would you change it or whatever? You see what I'm saying? In an effective way, I'm be honest with you. It's for me, that's difficult to really think about what steps need to happen, because it takes the whole community to make these changes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You need everyone to agree upon something and say, this is what we're going to do. And I feel like that's the difficult part and where we're going to hit a head against, right?
Because we can't agree on anything. We can't agree. We can't agree. We can't agree on how to act in public and shit. We go, twerking at brunch is empowerment because this is my black excellence, and like doing goofy shit and doing donuts and jumping on top of cars and shit. We go, we're not a monolith, and it's just like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like the whole thing that you said about when we get something, that shit will just go away. Look, people gave up on Black Americans. Like Oprah gave up on us fucking 25 years ago or something. I remember T.I. said he bought some low income shit in Atlanta, and he said he went back to it the next year and they turned that shit back into the trap. You know?
You gonna stick around for the first half of the show or what? Because I'm about to do an intro. You know how I do. All right. This is Now I'm Talking About. I am All Got It All. Super Deuce. We got my brother on the phone. And we got a guest with us, Rashard.
What I'm talking about, Rashard, is what I'm talking about. How you doing?
Oh, he chilling. He chilling. He brought out the late jam sports and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dr. Simpson jam.
I'm I'm hyped up right now. I'm back on my Gaga game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, you a hooper? You still hooping or what?
Let's see. I played overseas.
I think this generation is different, bro.
Every generation,
We was the last generation to actually, you know what I'm saying? We was the generation before the internet. You know what I mean? That actually played outside and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Crazy.
it's just I don't want to say they soft because
Come on, man. Hell yeah.
They solved. They definitely solved.
you know what I mean?
Dude, these kids don't have any life-threatening stories like we had. They don't have
That's real talk.
they don't have those stories of when I was 12, I rode my bike and I almost fucking died because we went here.
Or that hot sunny day, you go down that slide and damn near peel all the skin off your back of your leg. That hot ass metal slide that they left us with. Or the little young boy that got impaled on the monkey bars that was broken.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying? Or we was playing chicken in the street and Mike Suzuki got hit by a car and his little leg kicked him in the head and shit.
you barely made it.
Yo, that's real talk. Because if I start telling y'all stories about the stuff that I went through growing up, man, y'all be here all day. Y'all be dying on this show, man.
All of us had them though, like you said.
We all got
kids have them.
We all got them. They don't got them. They be like, well, we were online the other day.
And I seen somebody else.
And I was watching somebody play video games.
Look at this video.
They got somebody else life-threatening stories.
Yeah.
I mean, they like setting the stories when they set themselves on fire. You see what I'm saying? For TikTok.
Right. Couldn't put myself out.
Or when their phone died and they thought it was a life-threatening story, nigga.
Yeah, I couldn't find my way home.
Let me ask you a question, Short, because I grew up in Philly.
That shit.
Light-skinned and dark-skinned Mo grew up in Richmond, right?
No, he spent he spent what 13 years in Cali before you came to Richmond, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But
then all of my high school years are out there.
Okay.
So you grew up more around here, correct? Or around this Fairfax County area. So how was it like that for you? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it was we was outside kids, bro. We was bicycles everywhere, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it's not you see it's kind of like it is now. It ain't no heavy gang presidents, it ain't Bloods, it ain't Crips, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a whole lot of that everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Back when I grew up, it wasn't a whole lot of the Mexican gangs and shit, you know what I'm saying? They're more prevalent around here now more than ever.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But it was the black people that were here, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like, but back in the day, when I grew up, yeah. When I grew up, bro, it's like the black people were more family everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
So because I was curious to see how the black people, even successful, their values are, the black people's values from down here compared to being like from a Richmond or a Philly type thing, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, what would you say? You know what I mean? It's hard to take a number, right? But like,
well, I grew up broke. Ain't nobody ever gave us shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? We was Section 8. We was, you know what I'm saying? Motel to motel. Like, we had some struggle times. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be like I said, I ain't nobody in my family ever died, and I ain't got know what I'm saying? Everybody in my family that has passed, I left bills. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nothing given. You know what I mean? We don't got ain't no inheritance on my side. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin, we got a joke. You know what I'm saying? To go a joke, me and him just joke about each other with, like, somebody must have smoked up the family fortune because where the fuck is it at? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But like I said, for the most part, you know what I mean? I grew up in the same area as pretty much Grand Hill, but like Reston got hoods, but it also, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple streets over, it's the Great Falls area and you know what I mean, where the big houses are and shit. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what's kind of different from Richmond. Like, y'all have a lot of, like, I guess,
rich neighborhoods,
a regular house, and then a mansion on the next block. We got a bunch of, I wouldn't say, because we ain't really got projects. We do got hoods. You got hoods, and then you got houses, and then on the outskirts are the big houses. Like, I don't know where the big houses, all the big houses that are in Richmond are in the West End. The other three sides of town, there already no big houses. Everything else is on the outskirts, like the Chesterfield and all the places that the football players come from when they say they're from Richmond, from those counties. You know what I mean? Those shit, you know what I mean? So it was so weird when I moved up here, and you know what I mean, you'll make a right, and you're like, what? The size of the houses, like, it's so much money, like, it's so much fun. It's money. It's so much money up here in all the size of these fucking houses, bro. But at the same time, that's the motivation that I like I feel like my daughter gets to see. So, like, in Richmond, I wouldn't really see that. You know what I mean? Like, I just really wouldn't see that. You'll see the nicer houses, but you wouldn't see the big houses. You just wouldn't, because there was no reason for you to be over there, nigga. That's part of what they was thinking when they, you know what I mean, built it like that. But yeah, that's how it was. You know what I mean?
So I mean, so we talk about culture and trying to change the culture, right? So I think we all can agree that, as you know, I mean, I think we all hear fathers, right? How key of a role it is to have a father with that serious mindset that we talked about earlier, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you can have a father in the house, but without that serious mindset, you know what I'm saying, it can hinder the growth of a child. So, how do you think we can change that culture? Because I think that's a big change that needs to be made for us to really start to make a difference, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So how would you think we need to do that?
It's so funny to go back to what we was talking about earlier, the whole living off of Spurs, because nigga, my daddy did everything fucking correct, and I still had to fucking fall face on my face. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't broke till I left the house. Like, my childhood was not difficult. Everything that was hard about my life, I made it hard. You know what I mean? I don't have the story that I hear a lot. I don't hear the story I hear from a lot of my friends. I can honestly say that. I'm very humble with that. I've had everything. You know what I mean? My pops, he laid everything out for me. He told me, you know what I mean? You do everything correctly, I give you anything you want. And I did not do it. My sister sat there and watched my dad tell me that, and me not do it. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna do what he's doing and see if it's true. And she got everything. She got everything, you know what I mean? But she put in the work. It wasn't given to her. She put in the work. You know what I mean? And it's funny because my dad, two things my dad always told me, man. First of all, he told me you don't think no further than your nose. And I think that's what we got to take that into account when we're talking to kids. It's hard for a kid to look that far down the road, especially if they are raised like that from the gate. We try to change a kid at 11 or 14 or 17. It's not gonna work, dog. It really has to start from the gate. Like you see little kids playing basketball when they want infants. It's a reason why they, you know what I mean? Like Jason Tatum's son, like, it's a reason why, because he starts early. You know what I mean? Like, that intention. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times we don't have that intention. Because a lot of times we don't know what the fuck we want. We just want better for our kid. So we just try to do so many things that are better for our kid. So, and you can't really fault us for that, because all we want is better for our kid. You know what I mean?
So listening to your story, Mo, I'm taking it y'all got different fathers and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Both. Yeah, both. Cause my dad and my mom, they divorced before I got here. And then Ma got here when he was 14. No, I was 14.
I was going on 13.
Okay, so I was 16, I guess. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got different. Yeah, I don't like the word step. So yeah, that's all it really is.
Yeah, fuck that.
So I'm curious about your story, Mo. Just on the story of, so why you think you got off track? You see what I'm saying?
I hate to say it like this, because life on hard.
Because life wasn't hard.
I wasn't. Everything came easy. I knew I had a safety net.
Okay.
This is hindsight, especially with the safety net joint. You know what I mean? So even in my 20s, even when I was struggling, I knew I had a safety net. Like I was never like gonna get evicted. I can call somebody. You know, what I mean? I won't like white folks. They're like, can't you just call somebody for $5,000? No, but my problems won't that deep. You see what I'm saying? But like as a kid, like I think I fell off. My parents would say I fell off track because I hung with the wrong crews.
And you don't think that had anything to do with it?
That I hung with the wrong crews?
Yeah.
I mean, I said my parents said it, but yeah, I mean, I guess I could say they was right. I didn't really want to put it like that, but yeah, I mean, I definitely, I definitely hung with some wrong. Yeah, I mean, I definitely hung with some wrong crews, and like I said, it really goes back to the fact that shit wasn't really hard and everything was easy. I just thought that life was gonna fucking be easy. That's really what it boils down to. I thought life was gonna be easy. And my dad always told me, if you ain't got no plan, life gonna smack you in the face one day. That was the other saying I was gonna tell you. You remember that saying, Mo? He used to always tell me that if you don't have no plan, life gonna smack you in the face one day. I got smacked for like 20 years, my nigga. Like 20 years, bro. Like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I think life stopped smacking me every day. And every once in a while, that pop back up like, you know what I mean? Just to remind me, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, all that. I don't know if I answered your question, but it answers the questions I had for myself just now. So,
ooh, if you don't have a plan, life will smack you in the face. I'm tell that shit to my kids when I get in the room.
I'm about to call my kids in the room right now. Yo! Yo, what would you say, Short? Like, what would you say? How, like, do you think you ever had a path forward? Like, what would you say about your path in growing up, trying to figure out your way?
Man, I'm still trying to figure out my way, to be honest with you, bro. I don't want, my dad was never a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? I watched my mom struggle and do everything she could to try to make ends meet for us. You know what I'm saying? So I seen that struggle. I didn't have a father figure, but I had an older cousin who was pretty much my older brother. He was taken from me early. I went through a lot of shit then. Like I lost my mind and shit. I was depressed for a while. I was angry. I tell Mo all the time, like we used to do Bama shit. You know what I'm saying? And I used to do Bama shit off the strength that I was just angry at a particular group of people. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I've watched, you know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I ain't gonna act like my family was any different from everybody else's. You know what I'm saying? It's the drug abuse, the fornication, the marriages that never worked, like all that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen every way to fuck up, to be honest with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've seen every way to do some shit the wrong way. I'm trying to do shit the right way. I personally use common sense and logic in my thought process. So I won't say that I walk on faith, but I use common sense and logic. So it pretty much leads me in the right direction to make the correct decision most of the time. And all my homies will tell you that, you know what I'm saying? Like from back in the day, like, yo, we always, like everybody that hung out with me, you either got into something good or out of anything bad. You know what I'm saying? I had the natural instinct to get out of shit when, you know what I mean? I'm leaving the place that shit feel funny. I trust my instincts. You know what I'm saying? I've always trusted my instincts. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, instinctually, I live off instinct. Maybe I don't know. I was never, like I said, I got a couple sayings here and there from my uncles, but they were showing me, you know what I mean? Showing me the ways to fuck up life, you know what I mean? Fuck up their marriages and, you know what I mean? Kill their livers and shit. Like I've seen all the ways to go wrong, but I'm learning how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm on the right path. And hopefully my kids do that. You know what I'm saying?
How about you, light skin Mo?
What?
How was you? Because I heard Mo on how he was doing, right, and how you know he seemed to the right path and decided to veer off, and how he might have got mixed in with the wrong crowd, and that's how it took him off path. What about you? Do you, because I don't know your background, I don't know
Yeah.
your story, right? So I figured this may be a chance for you to hear your story.
I will say one, my daddy will call me a knucklehead, right? Since I was little, you a damn knucklehead. I'm hard-headed. And I started off kind of behind. Like I chose to move back to California from Virginia, right? Like I could have went to VCU and stayed with my dad or done some shit like that and figured it out that way. But my ass chooses to move back to California because I'm from Cali and I just felt comfortable there. Like at that time, I didn't feel comfortable like that in Virginia, but I think I was just young because I realize now how much I need family, but I don't have them because I'm on the other side of the country, you know?
Let me ask you one question real quick, right? You said you moved here probably about the age of 13, right? How long ago before you decided to go back to Cali?
Oh, because I know. All right, so like I say, it was like 14, 15. And from what I know, Cali, when he was in Cali, it was mad freedom. First of all, Cali is just more, what's the word I'm looking for, more? Like it's just more loose in general. Like it's just.
Whether women in the weed, sticky green.
Yeah, all that, you know what I mean? And the household was part of it. And then when he got to my household, my mom was like dumb strict. Like dumb strict. You know what I mean? So mom told me like second year, like, yo, as soon as I get out of high school, I am gone. Like I'm gone. Like, all right, nigga, whatever. Senior year, he's working 2 part-time jobs to make sure that as soon as he graduates, he's out of there. That's what the hell, you know, that's what the plan was. You know what I mean?
Man with a plan.
I was so fucking goofy. But look, I leave, I'm on my own. I'm living in a goofy situation with like a godmom that wasn't supposed to be charging me a bunch of money, but then after 2 months, like I'm paying like hella money in rent, right? So I fell out with her literally like 6 months later. I'm living on my own, right? I get an apartment with a friend I work with, but I started doing adult shit when I was 17, 18 years old, you know? And I'm like trying to do school at the same time, but I'm trying to like work full time, 50 hours a week. And got caught up with a girl, but I got back on track after that. And then once Ebony was pregnant, I dropped out of school, got a second job because I thought that's what a man was supposed to do, right? I was on some like sitcom storybook shit of like, all right, when they get pregnant, you drop everything and just work, and do all of this. So I'm doing that. And I really got overwhelmed with fatherhood, husband shit, partner shit, being grown. I'm still at that time, still very immature. You know, I still don't really know how to handle life a certain way. I'm still trying to grow as a man, as a person, trying to figure out who I am in this kind of whole thing. And like getting lost in that chaos and not being disciplined and not being super responsible and just being kind of aimless. I was super self-destructive. I had mental health shit up the ass after a certain point, which it all kind of contributes. You know what I'm saying? It's like you may have a mental health thing that causes you to be self-destructive, but then that self-destructive behavior makes your mental health shit go down even more and more, which keeps you going. So like I found myself on this like fucking downward spiral, and I never could see outside of myself and like get a hold of myself. You feel me? And it took me hitting like a rock bottom like a couple times and wanting to want more for myself after a while, because when you have certain mental health struggles, you may not have a concept of self-esteem or self-love or self-respect a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing of like picking yourself up and wanting to do X, Y, Z, you kind of don't even care. You can't. I could never see fucking 5 years in front of me. You know, I always felt like I always looked at shit like I ain't gonna be here too long anyway. You feel me? And that leads to just more bad behavior, irresponsibility, X, Y, Z. And it really took until like the last couple of years of me wanting to kind of have more, do more, be more before I really started to turn shit around, you know?
You know, if y'all haven't done a segment on just mental health, I mean, we need to do that. Like that's huge, right? That's a lot of stuff that I don't think people, brothers, men really want to talk about or whatever, but it plays a big role in our growth. You know, from trying to be from a boy to a man and taking on those type of
Super.
responsibilities, yo.
Dude, I mean, imagine being 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Like you're doing grown shit from 17, 18, you know, paying rent, you living with somebody, you living by yourself, you got a girlfriend, you got a woman, you're moving out, y'all get pregnant, y'all get married, and now you're trying to do this traditional man shit when you're like 23, 24, and you're still struggling because you've been kind of struggling behind the eight ball since you were 18, you know? And then trying to assume this, all right, I'm going to be the man and I'm going to work and I'm going to try to pay for as much as I can and just try to follow this kind of archetype that I thought I was supposed to be. That shit never worked out for me, you know? And on top of just like being immature when you're in your 20s and like not knowing who you are and what you're trying to do and all of that stuff, it's like you can have really good intentions, but if you're still fucking getting swept up in the chaos, it's like it led to a lot of bullshit. You feel me?
Honestly, bro.
Hold on, let me just want to say this. The reason I was smiling is because, trust me, I can relate to a lot of stuff. If I told you my story of the stuff I've been through by the age of 23, you could be like, damn, like it's crazy. So that's the only reason I smile. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mo. I just wanted to get that out there.
But I think
if my phone cut off, it's dying right now, so it might shut off.
Yeah.
You could. We'll do an outro right after it. But I really think that like these pitfalls and falls are honestly part of life. Like you have, there you go. You have to go through that. Like you have to fall. Like,
Yeah,
it's really as simple as that, man. Like I forgot where I was gonna go before that, but it's no like we said earlier, it's no shortcut.
Yeah.
No
But
shortcut.
I mean, depending on how you fall and the net that you fall into can make a difference. You see what I'm saying? You fall, you hit that ground. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like you were saying with self-esteem, and if you don't have no self-esteem, it's hard just to pick yourself up because everybody's telling you just pick yourself up, and it's like I don't even have the confidence to get up, like because you don't know, you know what I mean? But that's why I wanted to go because I know myself when I talk to my pastor, whatever. Like I don't think I've done that much of it. I don't think I've done that much, but I guess he's seen everything I've been through. And he's like, yo, I'm very proud of you and what you've become. Even my wife says shit like that. You know, I don't think I've done that much. And I think it's like, but it's because you have to go through all that little stuff. Like you have to. And you know, all of us at the age we at right now, bro.
Yeah.
We can't fucking complain. We can't complain. We see we done made it a lot further than a lot of people that we know.
100%.
Doing better than a lot of people that we know. And I don't want to say it like that, but that's just on some humble type shit. Like we honestly are, and you gotta take that into account. Like we think about how and we think about how bad we're doing, but you gotta take a look back and be like, yo, we're not doing that bad to look at from where we came from, and it's because of those falls. Like if we wouldn't have had those falls, like there's nowhere we would have been here.
So that's what. But saying that, I'm confused because earlier you just said you don't know why your mom and your dad said they're proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because as your brother that growing up around you nowadays, right, and spending time with you, I can honestly say I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, with the values you have, the way you're raising your child, you know what I'm saying, the effort you're putting into share your knowledge with other people. I mean, I think that's pretty.
And I think that's why I said sometimes we gotta take a step back and look. Yeah. You know what I mean? And really take account, like, you know, like don't be so hard on yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? I think a couple of weeks ago I said sometimes we prolong a problem because we say, oh, it could be worse, so we'll never address the problem. But sometimes you need to understand it could be worse, bro. Like
really could be. Trust me, listen, I just came back from Philly. It really could be worse, bro.
Yeah, I just came back from Richmond. Nigga, it really could be worse, bro. Like it really could, man. Yeah. Dudes, we got a couple minutes. You got some parting words for us?
I mean, you know me, man. The only thing I do know, man. 'Cause I don't know shit. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm proud of y'all too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's great to be. I was gonna say friends, but your brothers was such intelligent brothers. You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
I give y'all flowers while y'all here, while I got you on the line and shit. You know what I mean?
And at the same time, I always tell you, man, like you one of them dudes that taught me about, I guess, unconditional love for your homies, your folks or whatever. Like you were one of the first niggas I said, "Oh, I love you, my nigga," on the way out the door. You know what I mean? I only known you 7 years, but you know what I mean? Like that's something I learned from you. So I guess I'm proud of you too, type shit. And I see what you're doing, man. You know, we talk about what you're doing in the house or whatever. Like I'm proud of all my niggas, man. Like I don't. And it's funny because the word niggas or whatever, but I'm one of them ignorant niggas that use the word as a word as endearment, nigga. And I love you, my nigga. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't my niggas. A lot of y'all a lot of motherfuckers just my homies, associates, contacts. A couple of y'all is my niggas. And I love y'all niggas. I'm proud of my niggas, man.
Yeah,
Real
man,
shit.
it's not many people that would have got me up to say, yo, you see what I'm saying? What you need me for? You see what I'm saying? Like real talk. You see what I'm saying? Like that list is small. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. You see what I'm saying? I pick a very select few. There's certain people that need to be about something before I even really even take your number down. You see what I'm saying? And put a name with a number. Like if you go through my phone and your number ain't got a name, bro.
I'll fuck with you like that.
He's a contact.
Yo.
You ain't even a contact. You just a number.
Real talk. If I'm looking at if you call me and I'm looking and I'm waiting to see if that green check mark show up at your number before I pick it up, you see what I'm saying? I ain't dealing with you because the name ain't there. Because I ain't dealing with you. You see what I'm saying?
Probably about to ask for something anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? I respect who y'all are. I respect what y'all do. I've been around y'all. I see the way y'all handle your kids and dealing with them. You see what I'm saying? And I can tell that y'all pushing your kids to be better than where you were. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, as parents, that's all we can do is try to push our kids better than where we were. And that's what I respect. At the end of the day, if y'all ever ask me for anything, I'll try to do it as best as I can because of that. And with that, all I can say is let's just keep continually showing the people around us love. Let's continuously show our friends and our family love, and hopefully little by little we can start to change the narrative and our community. So that's all I gotta say.
And before we let you go, I've already let a couple other people know my plan and my goal, you know what I'm saying, is to try to get together like a panel of brothers. We're gonna try to figure out the problems and issues and put together a plan for our people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean, try to offer it up, you know what I mean, to like some politicians or something, you know what I mean? Try to get the ball rolling on something a little different. I mean, you know, or like I said, get together and whatever, figure something out. But I would like to pool together a lot of like minds, and, you know what I mean? And figure something out.
You're one of the intelligent dudes that we know, so we want you to be part of this panel.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
that's basically step 1 and 2 is the fact that this is what we want to do. And I guess step 2 is, you know what I mean, gathering up the people or whatever. Then we can go from there. We don't know where to go. But if you got a good amount of intelligent minds in the room.
You know what I'm saying? It might take a dumb nigga to bring a bunch of intelligent niggas together, but
no, we just set them up. We just gonna be quiet.
Like I said,
I got refreshments and shit.
You walk out like, let me know what y'all come up with.
I'll put the chairs away when niggas is done. I'll grab all the chairs. I'll get all the chairs.
Yeah. Well, this is Still Talking About It on a Thursday. Now I'm talking about I am Ma Got It All.
You know what I'm saying? Deuce to OG.
P from Paul from Philly.
All right. We sounding off for the other Maul. And as always, we're
Light Skin Mo.
Light Skin Mo. Light Skin Mo.
I tried.
You know, Light Skin Mo.
I tried. Yo, we
God.
With that being said, it's women's fault for these new age young dudes wanting to wear hoochie daddies.
Oh, shorts and shit?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Somebody told me I had some on the other day. But look, Mo, and look, y'all know I don't have social media, right? So
right.
it be just going on all the time, and I just seem to walk into it every time.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of changed my shorts because I thought that niggas weren't wearing the big baggy jean shorts no more.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to keep up. Girl was like, I see you with them hoochie daddies on. I said, they just shorts with zippers on the pocket, so I don't lose my money.
So I don't lose my money.
And I feel like black people that are pro-black, but they got white and even non-black partners, they on some like vegan, but they want to do like burgers on Friday and shit like that. Like, it doesn't really work. You know what I'm saying?
No full commitment.
And and I feel like pro-black is like a commitment. Now, if you're for equal rights for black people, I think that's very different. You know?
Yeah.
Look. No, I think he did the first time. I think
The first time.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it, Paul.
No problem, y'all. Get at y'all.
All
Love
right,
you, bro.
All right, love you, my
Love
nigga. Yeah, all right, my nigga.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good though, man.
Yeah, bro.
I'll make something of it. You know how we do.
Right. Paul Funny got everybody tell their stories.
Hell yeah. And niggas, I said, Paul, you want to be on this? Like, all right, I come host. All right, fuck it. This came and hosting like shit, yo. That was perfect, nigga, because I don't know what we were going to do. Yeah, better question than I had.
No bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
They got the ball moving like shit, nigga.
Good at that.
All right, I'm going to holler at you, though.
All right.
All right. Yeah, what up, Paul?
Oh man, I started talking and then I